Hi all, Joan Carapinha here. Welcome to another presentation titled Decoding Research Integrity, a deep dive into evaluating scientific papers. Today we're going to explore the realm of scientific research, focused particularly on the subject of research integrity. We live in an age of information overload. Every day there are countless of research papers that are published, each claiming to contribute new knowledge to our understanding of the world. However, it's important to remember that not all published research is equally credible. As diligent readers and consumers of information, we must exercise our critical thinking skills and approach scientific literature with a discerning eye. This is not to instill a sense of doubt or skepticism about all research, far from it. Instead, it's about equipping you with the skills and insights to better navigate the scientific landscape, to help you separate the wheat from the chaff and ensure you're building your knowledge base on robust and reliable research. In this presentation, we're going to unpack the process of evaluating scientific papers. I will delve into recent case studies, explore key questions to consider when reading a study, and discuss abundant resources and comprehensive checklists to aid in your journey of scientific discovery. By the end of the presentation, I hope you will have a clear understanding of how to analyze and interpret research, ensuring the information you consume is reliable and also trustworthy. Take, for example, the recent case involving Francesca Gino, a renowned professor at Harvard Business School, who has been celebrated for her research on dishonesty and unethical behavior. Gino's influence had been far-reaching, having worked as a consultant for major companies such as Goldman Sachs and also Google. Her work has been featured prominently in media outlets, including the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and NPR. However, the credibility of her work was recently called into question as she faced allegations of submitting her work with falsified results. These accusations pointed out that data had been manipulated in at least 4 of her papers. Upon investigation, one of Gino's papers from 2012 was found to have added and altered figures in its database, leading to its retraction by the proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. The independent investigation team, Data Collider, also claimed they found evidence of inconsistencies in Gino's work spanning over a decade, most recently in 2020. Next, let's consider the format of most papers in medical journals. They usually follow the IMRAD structure: introduction, methods, results, and discussion. Another important yet often overlooked section is the limitations part. In this section, researchers discuss the potential weaknesses in their study or assumptions that might need additional research. It's worth noting that the decision to read a paper should hinge on the robustness of the methods section, not just the appeal of the hypothesis or the potential significance of the results. A sound methodology is a backbone of trustworthy research. Now, it's crucial to also understand that potentially promising results do not absolve poor science. The value of a paper should lie in the thoroughness of the scientific method it employs, rather than the attractiveness of the results. The methodological approach should be critically evaluated even before we look at the results. There are also many reasons why papers might get rejected for publication. These can include issues like the study not addressing a significant scientific problem, lack of novelty, inadequate testing of the author's hypothesis, inappropriate study design, problems with the sample size, lack of control, incorrect statistical analyses, unjustified conclusions, conflicts of interest, and much more. This list is by no means exhaustive, but it does highlight some of the key concerns. Whilst it's easier to criticize others' work, conducting a flawless study ourselves is quite challenging and, in fact, quite difficult. Researchers often devote significant portions of their lives to these studies, and they may face practical difficulties that force compromises. Although this doesn't justify flaws, it does help us understand the obstacles they might encounter. Now let's discuss the peer review process whilst we're at it. Respected scientific journals typically have papers reviewed by referees, blinded referees, to assess their scientific validity, originality, and significance before deciding on publication. While this process is crucial in maintaining the quality and integrity of scientific literature, it is not without its flaws. In my career, I've seen authors who, when faced with critique, choose not to publish their work. These moments, although quite difficult to encounter, are necessary for the scientific process. Every research endeavor, regardless of whether it ends in a publication or not, is a learning experience and can inform and improve future research. Critical appraisal is a valuable skill in assessing a paper's methodological quality. There are abundant resources available to help refine this skill too. For instance, the Center for Evidence-Based Medicine at the University of Oxford provides a detailed guide on the critical appraisal of different types of medical literature. Similarly, the Cochrane collaboration offers a comprehensive library and tools for assessing risk of bias in randomized controlled trials and other study designs. Comprehensive checklists like PRISMA for systematic reviews and STROBE for observational studies can also serve as excellent guides. Before we conclude, consider these four crucial questions when examining a research paper. First, what is a study's raison d'être? I know I probably pronounced that pretty wrong, but what is its reason for being? That is, what hypothesis are the authors attempting to validate or refute? Second, what is a fabric of the study? Is it primary or secondary research? Is it an experiment or a clinical trial or simply a survey? Third, does a study design align well with the research questions it seeks to answer? And finally, what are the implications of the study's limitations on its results and conclusions? Remembering these questions will enhance your ability to critically appraise a paper. And there you have it. The focus should always be on the solidity of the methods, not merely on the earth-shattering nature of the findings. Quality, not quantity, is what makes science thrive. So thank you for tuning in, and until our next exploration, stay curious and remain critical. Take care.